Hi everybody, Kat from Creative Crafts here, and today's DIY is going to be turning this into a, we're going to be turning this into a wreath, and I will tell you exactly how to do it and what you need. The things for this project you're going to need, of course, is a little paintbrush, some paint, whatever color you want. Of course, I got this from my job. And it says welcome in German, it says willkommen. And now I'm going to paint that word white because you can't really see the wording correctly, and I think it would look better if it was white. I'm going to leave this black, and you're going to need some kind of flowers. I bought different kinds of flowers here. This is more for summer looking flowers that I bought. And I have some other flowers that I would like maybe end up adding to it, and some ribbon or some wire, some flower wiring that you need, because I'm not going to use hot glue for this. I've decided I want to use some kind of wire which will hold it better onto the wire ring that's there. So the list of things you're going to need are, of course, the flowers or leaves or whatever you want to use for the ring area. You're going to need wiring, or if you want to use hot glue, you can use hot glue, but I'm just going to use flower wire that you can get. You can buy that anywhere. You're going to need masking tape if you want to cover the areas where you want to paint it. If you find something like this with just the word welcome or home or whatever, you can do the same thing like I'm going to do now. I'm going to paint it white. You need white paint, paintbrush, newspaper to cover the place where you're going to paint so that it's protected, and pretty much that's all you're going to need. So let's get started. So everybody, what I'm going to use here is I'm just going to use normal acrylic fiber color. It's white. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of the paint and squeeze it onto the side on the newspaper. And I'm just going to take this brush, make sure it's nice and wet. And I'm most likely I'm going to have to paint it more than once if I want to have it, you know, get it a nice color white onto it. So you're going to have to do it a little bit more than one coat. Maybe more than two, because it's a very, acrylic paint is very thin usually, and I was thinking about using spray paint, but spray paint and spray painting outside right now because it's so cold, the paint will either crack or it will not look good. So it's better just to do it this way. I have no garage or someplace where I can actually spray paint it. I have to go out onto the balcony, and that is a no-go with spray paint. Never spray paint when it's too cold or too hot, because it does not dry correctly. That's a little tip from me. Wait for this to dry, paint it several more times until it gets to the color that we want. And then the next step is taking the flowers apart and fix them into the direction you want. This is the wire I was talking about. It comes in several different colors. You can use gray, you can use silver, you can use green. I have both gray and green, well, silver and green. But I'm going to use the green because it's more better for the flowers itself, and it will look more professional. Make sure you also have wire cutters, little ones, because it's a little wire, so that you can cut them to as thin as possible so that you don't have any wires sticking out everywhere. But first, let's do the paint. So everybody, as you can see, I painted it, and it looks, you can see that on a dark background better. So the next step is you're going to take the flowers you want to use and try to rearrange them in the direction that you want. I got my wire. You can use tape that's extra for flowers, you can do that. But I decided to use wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut ends from these flowers off. I'm not going to use the whole bushel because I don't want it to be too big. And just going to figure out which way you want to have it. You know, do you want to have it going this way? Do I want to have it going this way? Or do I want to have it all around the whole thing? Or do I want to have it just on one end? I decided which is best is I'm going to have it only on one side, I think. I'm just going to put it on one side and see how it looks at first. Like I said, you take the wire, cut a small piece off, and you wrap it. Take the end, and all you do is wrap it around and try to make it as tight as possible. If you want, you can use hot glue, but I think this will be working out just as fine. For now, I'm just going to use these, like I said. Cut the ends off, and then go to the next step up. Or maybe this, because this one's a little bit more bushier, I think I will put it here. This is how you just want to rearrange the flowers how you think it looks best. And using wire is less messy. Using hot glue can be very messy. So, and also burn your fingers a lot. That's what happens to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire and wrap it around it's a very thin wire, so it shouldn't be so hard to, you know, twist it. Make sure you don't twist it around this one that you had put on already. You can add that later. You can add a little piece to it if you want. And then you twist and make sure it's very, you know, strongly on there. And there you go. So you go to the next one and you go further and further, and you keep going until you're happy with the result of how it looks. Takes a little bit of work. This is not the only flowers I'm going to be using. I'm debating if I want to use any of these ones here, or if I want to use something like this. I may end up using something like this. Like I said, you go on the end and cut it directly at the end off. And then if you want, you can either use hot glue, or you can just figure out another way of doing it. I don't think I'm not sure what I want to do yet with this. Needs more here. So I have bought 3 bushels of these things here from a shop called Woolworths. Yes, here in Germany, there's a place called Woolworths. It's no longer in the States like it used to be. At least I don't think so. Where I'm from the Massachusetts area, there wasn't any. So there was, but they were all closed. But I got these from Woolworths, and I got these from my job from Cody, and I got this also from Cody. It was on sale. And now I'm going to keep doing this until I'm satisfied with how it looks. And like I said, I wrapped it around like this. You know, I didn't put one thing and then twist. I didn't do that. I wrapped it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to try to, maybe I don't need that. Nah, I don't think so. I don't want to put too much because this is really thin. And sometimes too much isn't good. So like I said, I'm going to try to do this piece that I cut off. I think I'm going to take these off. I don't think I want those on there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this inside and try to intertwine it. And then I'm going to take some wire. I have Butterfingers today. And I'm going to take some of my wire and go around it. And make sure that it's tight, like I said. If this is not a good option for you, well, I suggest that you use hot glue if you think that would be better for you. And then I'm going to mix these flowers in with the others, which I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to do the same thing, what I did here on this side, just on this one side, and see how that looks. Once I'm done, we'll go to the next step. So everybody, I finished it. I did it on one end, as like I wanted it. And then I took two from these flowers, the two small pots, and I stuck the wire inside the foam ball that's in these flowers, and fixed it so that it's not fast, say it in German, that it's tight. And then I wrapped it around again. As you can see, you can't see much. I mean, you see a little bit here in this end because that's where most of the flowers connect all together. But I just put as less as possible so there's no bulk. And this is it. This is my little sign. You can put it all around the whole thing, but I think it looks good just like this. If you guys have any suggestions if I should do the whole thing, let me know in the comments below. And this is it. It's very easy, simple, fast. You buy a garland or decorations that's for the door that's round or square. Doesn't matter what kind of direction it's in. And I bought these flowers. They weren't very expensive. €1, $1.99, not much. And this was from Cody. I paid, I think, €2 for it. And I just, like I said, paint it because my door is brown and you won't be able to see the word Willkommen, which is in German for welcome, like I told you at the beginning. And that's it. That's all you do. And you just need to hang it up on the door. And I will have a picture at the end of this video. If you like the video, please give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm trying to make more videos like I'd have before because I just started a job and now I'm working part-time right now and I barely have any time. I'm always making over hours. But right now I am going to try as much as possible get the stuff that I have at my work because it's a lot of cool decoration stuff. I have another idea coming up for wine bottle corks. So check out that. That's coming up maybe next week. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!